Alright, so tonight your video lesson is about the volume of rectangular solid. So, as I mentioned before, when we were going through the scale, the main problem you're going to have is it's not that you can't calculate these things, but you're going to have a problem determining when do I calculate surface area and when do I calculate volume. It's kind of like that problem with do I use perimeter or do I use area. It's the same kind of thing. When do you use surface area? When are you going to use volume? So I kind of have a little bit of a trick to that. First of all, our pretty polka dotted paper here is on the outside of our box, and sure, it's cute and we get excited when we see polka dotted birthday paper or gift paper and ribbons, but what is it that you're really excited about? Are you excited about the paper itself, or are you more excited about what's inside the box? Oh, exactly. I get excited about what's inside and I wonder how much is in there. So volume is how much fits inside that rectangular solid. So what's inside? Okay. So in order to remember that you're going to calculate volume, so if they say, how many styrofoam balls will fit inside this rectangular solid, you would be calculating volume. So in order to remember that, we write the word volume. It begins with the letter V, and it's what is inside is what we value. The present is the value that we find inside. We don't really care about the paper. Sure, the paper looks cute, but what we value is what's inside the box, and that's volume. And you're going to find that you like doing volume much more than you like doing surface area, because it's really just two calculations and you're done. So let me show you how that works. So the first thing you have to know is that if you don't remember the formula for volume, where are you going to look? Exactly, you're going to look on your reference sheet. So they give us two formulas, and they are, I'm going to write them now, volume equals base times height times width, something like that. I don't know if that's the exact order. And then the other one that they give you is this one with this big B and two letters. Can you see where, instead of having to calculate 3 like you do here, you only have to calculate 2. So this is the preferred formula. It will be the formula that you use in middle school because this formula can be used for all solids. This includes your cylinders and your spheres and all that good stuff. Whereas this one right here that I'm circling in pink can only be used for this type of figure, which is a rectangular solid. Okay, so you can only use that formula once. It doesn't work on any other. So I'm going to refer to the one in purple because for me that's the easiest. Now, our present that we have here in the nice polka dotted paper is going to be filled. Now I know that you may not find value in this, maybe you do, with sugar cubes. And the reason I'm going to say sugar cubes is so that you can kind of get an idea of where the units come from when you calculate volume. Your units are always going to be in cubic units because it's cubes that actually fit in there. So we are putting little bitty cubes like this. We're going to fill our box with cubes. All right? Now, our base of our figure is right here. And if you notice on the reference sheet, I can't talk tonight, the big B means the area of the base. Okay, and the base is always what the figure is on. So the base is down here at the bottom. So if I say that the base is 4 by, say, 2 by 10, okay? So let's use inches here, just to make it a little bit simpler, and inches. So if I'm just looking at my base, it means I can fit 4 cubes across and then 2 cubes going back this way. All right, so how many cubes are going to fill up just the base of my box? Exactly. If I find the area of my base is 4 times 2. All right? So you started off well. Your big B is 4 times 2, and that's just the area of the base. Then you're going to multiply it, so that's why I'm using my parentheses, by the height, because here was the formula originally. And your height in this case, remember, is always the straight up and down, and your height here is 10. So you're going to do snow cones, and you're going to get 8. And now it's times 10 because you want to bring the 10 down here. And so you can fit 80 sugar cubes or inches cubed. Another way you could write this would be 80 cubic, because cubes fit in there, inches, if you want to write it that way. And then you can also write out inches if you want, but most people use abbreviations. All right, so let's work another example. Okay, I'm going back to our example the other day that we have. This was our Rubik's Cube. You guys remember this? And I believe it's with a K, Rubik's Cube. All right, so you could easily count up how many squares, but there's a square inside that you're not going to be able to count. So we're going to apply our formula to figure out the volume. We already did the surface area the other day. We're going to and found out how many stickers would go on the outside. But now we need to know how many little plastic cubes do we need to put together in order to make this Rubik's Cube. So we're going to use the formula, and we're not going to count this because I think you guys can easily do the formula. And remember that the formula was volume equals big B and H. And I'm going to put big B over here is equal to the area of the base. Okay, so let's count up how many squares make up the base. I have 1, 2, 3, so it's 3 going that direction, cubes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, oh, 3 going this way, and let's count how high, 1, 2, 3, 3 going up. All right, so if we were looking at our base and just say we were able to, and I'm going to draw a little black line here, cut off the top portion of this and just look at the base. Okay, what would the area of our base be? Okay, it's going to be a square, and it's going to be 3 by 3. So the area of our base, which goes right under here, would be 3 times 3. All right, and what's our height? Oh, it also happens to be 3. That goes there. Now we're going to use our snow cones. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 gives us 27 cubic units. And it would be, in this case, cubic cubes, which kind of sounds kind of funny. Now, let's count them so that you can see that we have one in the middle that we're not going to be able to see. We have a cube here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Cubes that make up the top. We know we had 9 on the bottom, and we have to have 9 going around the middle, otherwise the middle would fall through. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 that we can see, but remember we're going to have some that we can't see. So it's going to be hard to count the number of cubes like we did with the surface area, which was pretty easy. It's hard to get the volume of something by counting. So we have to use this formula, and it comes in pretty handy. All right, one last example. All right, here is our word problem. Luna has a shoebox that has the dimensions 4 by 7 by 5. She wants to fill it with cotton candy. Yummy! How many cubic inches of cotton candy will fit inside the box? Again, we want what's inside, the value. All right, so let's first draw a picture. So here's my shoebox. Actually, it's Luna's shoebox, isn't it? Okay, we're going to draw it like this. Ooh, that's a really lousy drawing. Okay, here's our shoebox. It is, well, I'm going to make this one 7. I'm going to make this one 4. It doesn't really matter what you label them as long as you do 3 different separate lengths. Okay, now we have to think about our cotton candy, and cotton candy comes like this. And then it has a little cone on the end. Yum, 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 yum. We want to know how much is going to fit inside that box. So, in order to do that, we're going to have to do some calculations. So, we go to our formula on our reference sheet. Volume equals the area of the base times the height. Okay? So, our area of our base, let's look at our base. The numbers that make up our base are right here. Remember, this is a rectangle bottom here. So, inside here is our base. Our base is 7 times 4. okay? And then our height is 5. Now I know you're saying to yourself, oh, you just simply take the three numbers and multiply them together. Yes, that's basically what you're doing, but you have to understand what numbers go where, though. 7 and 4 make up the base, so that's why they're right here under the B, okay? And 5 is height, so those have to go in that order, and I'll be looking out for that when I'm checking your papers, okay? Then we have our snow cones, so we're going to do this. This is 28. Now times 5. I unfortunately don't know that math, so I'm going to do my silly junk over here. 40 carry 4, that's 10, 140. So our volume, how much cotton candy she can fit in there, is 140 cubic inches. Or I could write, this is or, don't write them all, you pick one you want to use, inches with a little 3, because it's a three-dimensional cube that fits inside this box. All right, well, that's pretty much it. I want you to print the notes and answer the questions at the end, and we'll practice tomorrow. Good night.